There's the left-hand battery box there. I'm going to put it on there just so as you can see the principle of mounting it. I've only printed one of these, so I've got another two to actually print, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there and hopefully you'll be able to see. Okay, that's how it goes, and as you can see at the bottom that actually slots into whatever, the holder thing, so as it can't move forwards or backwards or sideways, it can't move anywhere. I'm probably going to have to shave a bit off that to take the sharp edges off it. The only thing that I've noticed, that's right the way up the front, that's as far as it'll go without actually fouling on the shocks. So the only thing I've noticed is that is very, very tight there, and I think it's going to actually catch. So I'm a bit concerned about that, and I don't know. I suppose what I could do is drop that back on the other bolt, so that'll move it back a bit. That should be alright then, actually. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's very slowly getting there. So what I've got to do now is attach the two halves somehow. Oh, that is heavy. I tell you now, that is heavy. Let's see the batteries in there. There's one and there's the other. It's only held together with one bolt, which is way too long at the minute. I've still got the other bolts to put in. I don't know how. But, and it has to come up to this line, so there's nothing actually supporting it at the minute. I wanted to see if that plate with one bolt will hold the weight, and it is. It's not bending at all. Hey, it's on. BMS has got to be wired up, all the series wires got to be put across, everything's still got to be done, but don't you think that looks nice? Because I do. The only thing that I'm thinking of is can I point there between the battery box and the bottom, the electronics box, there's going to be a hole. It's just going to be open. I don't like it, and I don't know what to do with it. I've got to make it so as it'll pass the MSVA, because everything's all rounded off like it is now. You can see that piece has had to be rounded off. I've just mocked them up, but that's how the torque arms are going to sit. Obviously I've just bolted them straight through just to pull them 100% tight, so as I can design. There's going to be a 3D printed piece that goes around here that covers that, I think, completely, and what it'll do is it'll act as a cushion, so it's probably going to come up and chamfered off here, and it's going to completely cover that. Don't know yet. Everything I do on this, I don't know yet. And it just works. So what I've got to do is, because the dropout angle on this isn't exactly the same as this, I've got to shave some of it off, but you know, it'll work. Oh, I know there's a mess. This is the battery. It's all in. It's done. I've got the wires here. There's a series connection. Those two there. These are for the BMS. These are the handles to lift it when it's finally in. It's not pulled together there, so there's a big gap. I've still got to put the main bolts through. There's 4 of those. These are, you can just about see, these are the main power wires, which I'm going to put, can't find them, I'm going to put XT150s on those, and when I've soldered them all up I'm going to put them back in and then epoxy them in place, I think anyway, but then again if I need to split it, don't know. So the next job to do on this is put the BMS in, and also I've got to put the which I don't know where it is. Oh bloody hell, I need to tidy up. there's the, needs tidying up a bit. There's the charge connector that goes in there. This is a solid piece of plastic, as I already told you. I've got to cut 2 holes in here. This is going to be covered anyway. I'm going to skin this. I know it looks a mess, but I'm going to skin it in carbon fibre so you won't notice it. When I'm going to do it, I don't know. Probably next year. So I've got to cut 2 holes in there, then I can slide that on and bolt it into place. Put the 4 bolts through the main support. Then I can fit the BMS, but I might fit the BMS first anyway, just to test it to make sure everything's working. Actually, I'll do that now. Okay, the BMS is plugged in. I haven't put the temperature sensors in yet. Where's the wires? That's for the temperature sensors. It's on an anti-static bag, so it's here. Is it? Yeah, it's insulated. So this is the first time I plugged this in since I put the batteries together. I need a sacrificial pin. Always use a sacrificial something or other in case something goes wrong. So what I do, Arduino pin. You put it in the wire, which I don't know if you can see. You put that in the wire, and then you get your BMS wire, and then you just put it into there with my careful tool. Yeah, we've got power. Hang on. Sometimes, I don't know why, it's the... Hang on, I'm going to clean my phone. Clean. Sometimes, I don't know why, but these BMSs, they don't like connecting, and I don't know, it's not the app, it's definitely not the app, it's something to do with that. So unfortunately what you have to do is unpair everything. Right, start again. I was messing with my test one. Now unfortunately when I tried to pair it with this, obviously it didn't like it, so what I have to do is go into settings, and this thing at the bottom that says remove connected Bluetooth device, that unpairs it, but it doesn't, it unpairs it from the software, not the phone. So you have to go back into the phone and unpair it from the phone and repair it, try again. Anyway, so I'm now connected. Let's see what the cells are like. 26 millivolts. Oh, these have been... Oh, that's 8 cells. Oh dear, yeah, I was missing the one with me test one. Number of cells. 20. This has been actually standing now for 3 weeks, I think, not plugged in, and it's lost 26 millivolts on cell number 6. So I'm going to go into there and I'm going to balance it, and I'm going to see what happens. That's going to take a long time just to do that. That's going to take hours and hours and hours. Anyway, it's done. It's done. The only thing I've got to do now, like I say, I've got to put the bolts, try and figure out how to get the bolts in there, in the middle, the 4 bolts to hold the 2 halves together. Then I've got to put the XT150s on these and then push it back in and probably glue it, I don't know yet. Then I've got to put the charge connector on. I've also got to put a power switch. Oh shit. No one reminded me about a power switch, did they? Where am I going to put that? I'm going to have to drill another hole here or something. Oh bugger. So I've got to cut a hole for the power button, fit that in, connect to everything, shoehorn the BMS inside there. Jobs are good and everything's good. Hopefully there's not too much glare off this. This is just 3M gaffer tape. or duct tape. It's not duct tape like everyone bloody, well, not everyone calls it, some people call it, and it bloody annoys me. I'm wiring the BMS up. I've put the, where it says B negative on there, I've put the battery negative, obviously. Now if you imagine this as, this is the whole battery, just imagine that. I know it's in series, but for the argument, for this argument's sake, this is in, for argument's sake, this is a single battery. I know it's half of the battery, but if we just talk about this being a single battery and imagine that this is all I'm going to be using, the battery negative will go to B negative, and then what you do is you connect all your, obviously everything's got to form a circuit, so you connect all the rest of your stuff, and then you take the negative off something like your Sabvaton or whatever's the last one in the line, and then you connect it to the C negative, which is the charge negative. So then the circuit runs straight through and it goes back into the battery that way. Then this will measure the current, it will measure the voltage drop, because there's actually one of the, I can't remember which one it is now, one of these is actually a, I think it's the last one. This is the voltage sense. So it senses the amount of voltage drop across this piece here and does it like that. I've now got to take a connector, a connection off here, which is going to be the same 6 gauge wire, which is going to go over to the other side of the battery, and that'll be the battery negative. So I've also got to connect the charge negative off there. And now I'm going to do the positive. Okay, I've sussed it. I know you can't see a lot, but this, I have hit a milestone. Can I move this round? Oh my god, this is heavy. I don't know why. The pieces on the bottom, sorry, these 2 pieces of aluminium here, I've cut one about 1/2 inch longer than the other, and I don't know why. Anyway, this is a milestone. The BMS is in. There's your power button. There's your charge button. The only thing, this is the beeper for the BMS, and this is the Bluetooth for the BMS. I don't know what to do. I've got a bit of a problem. I can drill some more holes, but I don't really want to. This is waterproof. This one here is the speak on what's it connector, and also, which I'll show you now, it's got a waterproof connector cover. That was the one. And on here, hang on, where's my other glasses? Can't see a bloody thing. I can see now. So, excuse the state of my phone. We're inputting now 900 milliamps at 73.2 volts, 65 watts, high load difference of 6 millivolts. So there you go, there's all the 20 cells. So it's all working. It's finally all working. This was, like I say, it was a major milestone for me. But oh, and even, yeah, all the temperature sensors are all working as well. Look, balance temp, MOSFET temp, and also, I don't know if I actually showed it in the video, but what I've done is on the BMS, on the balance side, I've put a copper bus bar. Instead of that, it's got a thick, have I got any here? It's got that thick blue heat sink sort of stuff, which is crap. I've put the metal bus bar on here and I don't get any dropouts. The temperature doesn't go on the balance, it doesn't actually go above 50, I think it's 50 degrees. So I can run this now at full power on the balance side of it. I'll put the link in the description of the one I got. The battery, it weighs around about 20 something kilo. It's a good job I made it removable, lads. 25 ampere hour, 2.5 kilowatt hour battery. Weighs a lot, believe me it does. I am unbelievably proud and pleased to tell you that the battery is finally nearly finished. I've just got to I'm going to tighten that one up. I've just got to reprint the phone holder. Phone holder goes there. Yeah, this is the back. These power connectors, I don't know what to do with them yet. I haven't decided. I don't know whether to have them down like that so as the power comes from underneath, because the power leads are going to come down here anyway, and put some, I don't know, put something that I can clamp the wire so there's no floaty wires around, because you're only allowed, I think, 300 mil of unsupported wire. So I may have to do something to hold the wires on the back here and then put them like that and put a shield around it. Don't know yet. So that's done. Hey. So that's all done. Why have I got half a volt? Oh my god, what's going on here? Oh, I've got something wrong with the BMS now. Oh well, take it apart again. What a day. This is all I've been working on, is this bloody thing. It takes but 2 hours to take it apart. It's quite simple. You have to do all the bundle, all the bolts. There's bolts down here, there's bolts down the front. And then you slowly separate the two halves, and then you've got, I've only put 2 bolts, one front, one back, in the centre piece which holds the 2 metal bits together. But that's it. Simple as that. What I'm going to do is turn it on. I'm going to fire that up. Finally! What are we on? 11 millivolts. So if I go to there and I balance cells, go back into there, that's balancing now. All day I've been working on that. All day.